implemented a rotating buffer that will be used to store the like four sensor data, four individual sensors, signals, and then kind of trying to simulate that. I've been working with Trevor a lot because he's doing something similar with Flat Earth. So he's been kind of helping me and kind of advising me on how to do that stuff. He did say that, yeah, Trevor. He did say that if we're gonna, I have to cite him and everything and say that he's the FPGA master or something like that when we write the final report. So, but he's been pretty helpful with that.
Good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and then, yeah, that's what I do. Mm-hmm. We're not, not using that quite that many, but yeah. Lewis, I think your mic is muted. I'm not sure if you're talking right now or.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I wasn't talking about. Yeah, I was just muting my mic when I wasn't talking.
Okay. Yeah.
I can give some stuff. Tim and I over the course of this week we're messing with the subsystem or the speaker and the PCB. We're running into a strange issue where we're thinking there's a capacitance leak through the substrate on the PCB that's causing our signal to be a little funky. I know Tim was going to use one of the three that Oshbark sent to try and see if he can figure out where in the data path that was coming from. But the one that's breadboarded works completely fine. We're just not sure why. If it's something to do with the op amps in the PCB itself causing a little bit of stray capacitance that's just causing the signal to flow right through, or what. But that was just an issue that we faced earlier this week. I'll have to catch up back with him, see if he figured it out, if it was the op amps just having a parasitic capacitance through the board or something. But yeah, that was the big thing from us this week.
What were you gonna say?
I was just asking, do you have all the stuff you need, and where you are, and because the MSU is going to the level 2 shutdown.
Yeah.
Just closing everything.
That does actually. I was going to talk to you about that. That does pose a little bit of an issue. The analog to digital converter board that I had previously, somehow, I think I had plugged a power pin into one of the wrong ports, and it fried. And I have all of the parts from DigiKey, because I was just going to make another one instead of spending $50 on one to express ship it from India.
Right.
But I was just going to use the Borealis Labs soldering iron and microscope, since it's all since it's all SMD parts. But with that closing, it may not. It's going to be. I might be able to sneak in there, unbeknownst to other people, and use it. But I'll just play it by ear unless you completely object to that or something, or.
Yeah, if that doesn't work, the other option would be to go to Flat Earth and use it there.
Okay.
We kind of discussed this earlier with our meeting on Monday, but as far as FPGA team, like we think we'll be fine working remotely and online like this, Lewis and I. We think that won't really affect too much with our goals and objectives. yeah, I think that was what
Yeah.
we said. We're
Yeah,
pretty well.
because it's pretty much software. So
Yeah, so I mean, we're probably the better situated groups out of all the most of the teams, I'd imagine.
hi, Kyle.
Hey, Cal.
Hello, how's it going?
Okay.
How's the wrist?
Very broken.
Oh, bummer.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Where are you now?
I'm in Bozeman. I was gonna go home. I live in Bose, but I decided to stay here.
So bummer on your wrist.
Yeah, it's probably best that it happens now than during summer. So
True.
So as far as like my stuff goes, I've started on like the report documentation, and if you want to see where it's at so far, just I've written quite a bit, but if you want to I can send you a copy of it so far, Dr. Snyder, just so you can like let me know if there's anything that's doesn't gel right, or anything that I'm writing that isn't, like what your idea was of the project. So I mean, we pretty much have most of the requirements met for section 2 of the requirements, but if you want to take a look at what we have for the report so far, just to double check that we're heading in the right direction.
Sure, that would be fine.
And other things is, I guess, yeah, so our remaining, we just talked about assignment 10, which was the instructors gave us this past week to basically like update our requirements, and we don't think we're going to need any requirements changes. The one thing was that the sensor team was saying that because they don't have Maher's sound pressure level meter, I think it was, or sensor, they can't actually like take a new recording of sound pressure during like the testing they do from now on, but they do have an idea of what range it's in from previously using Maher's equipment.
Yeah. So what I would do on that, things like that where with this change, it would be fine to modify the level 1 requirements to kind of loosen that requirement. Um, and Caden, this is also true for the PCB side. What you may want to do is we could probably just change it such that, if you have a breadboarded prototype. So the point is, what you think you could easily do now, let's put that as level 1 requirements, and what you could do, which is probably the previous ones, we can kind of push that down to a level 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know Tim and I kind of talked about kind of back to that parasitic capacitance through the board. Talked about soldering up all of the parts on it except for the op amps and just breadboarding off those, or jumpering off those sections onto a breadboard to see if that would help. Um, I don't know if he's gotten to that either yet. I'll text him in a little bit and see. I think he thought, or I think he might have went skiing today. Um, or was on a trip or something. I can't remember, but I'll text him and see if he's got an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess it would be, we could relax the PCB part.
if we relax the PCB part, then we just have to prototype with what we have. So we're basically done in the lab, if that's the case.
Yeah, so on the prototype, you could essentially, put it together where you can, demonstrate that's working.
Okay.
Yeah, the breadboarded circuit itself works quite, or rather astonishingly well. from what I remember seeing last week or earlier this week. Sorry.
Yeah, because the issue with the PCB and doing all that and getting parts and, you know, I mean, the, the thing to worry about is, you know, all the supply chains going down and then you can't get a part that you need and it's
Yeah,
going to take you a month to get something.
exactly.
Caden, where are we at with? Do you have pictures of the PCB or any pictures of like the breadboard and the setup? Do we have like you know, because you said it was working. Do we have like video and pictures of that?
Tim has video and pictures of the breadboarded one working. I forgot to take a picture of the PCB for you guys earlier this week. I'll make sure when I text him, I'll ask him to do that as well, and just send it to the group chat or put it in the GitHub repository.
Okay.
No, remember I showed you guys that waveform at the last in-person meeting we had. I
Yeah.
showed you guys what we had, and that hasn't changed.
Yeah. I just want to make sure we're keeping copies of everything for our documentation.
Okay.
But as far as like remaining milestones go, we have the prototype rollout in 1 or 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks, and that'll probably be some sort of video conference with the instructors. We don't know for sure yet. And then we have the final report, the flyer we're gonna make. Then we just have additional documentation, and most of this stuff's gonna end up going into a report format and possibly like video if we end up sending video to the professors.
Dr. Snyder, do you know anything about how they're planning on doing the design fair stuff? Prototype rollout, like all the stuff that we're supposed to do? Or are they just completely...
Very good question. No, I don't know that. Most likely what it will be done is it will be some kind of video conference.
Mm.
Um, you know, sort of demoing that way. But yeah, I haven't heard.
Mm.
Okay.
We might want to talk to Tim about the possibility of just him preparing if we can to show like a we can also pre-record videos, but if we can either for the rollout or for for the rollout we can just do a slideshow, but if we end up doing like a live demo design fair virtually, we can talk to Tim about maybe setting up like a webcam or a laptop camera in his garage to like show the scope or something.
Yeah.
What I would suggest on that would be just do pre-recorded videos,
Okay.
and then if during, and of course, you know, I'm just sort of guessing here, so whatever, you know, you're told, you know, supersedes what I'm telling you here, okay? But I guess I would say if you can pre-record stuff on the video showing the demonstration, then during the rollout, you can say here, you know, we can show we actually did it, and then roll a short video for it showing that. Because basically what that would do is reduce the risk that, oh, if you didn't, you know, something's not working right then and there where you're trying to do it live, and if you can get it working, you know, show a video of it working and have that ready to present, I think that would, you know, go a long ways.
I was thinking like maybe like almost like a website or like just like a web page for all our work and have like links to it all. That might be kind
Or
of
a
a
PowerPoint or
cool
something.
way. Yeah, PowerPoint, something like that. If they're doing like the whole like design fair thing, have everyone create their own web page and post pictures and stuff. That might be the way they might do it. No. Mm.
But I think having a little video explaining what you're doing and showing it working and kind of narrated, that would be good.
Okay, do we have any other outstanding stuff to talk about or questions anyone has?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good as well.
Okay, I'll email you a copy of the report we have so far, just to take a look, I guess, at the MATLAB stuff, and just let us know if there's any changes that seem like immediate before we make any more, I guess, like commitment, I guess, or changes to it.
Actually, I do have one question for you, Dr. Snyder. How do you want to deal with the receipts and all the stuff we bought now that we're not really going to meet in person?
Um, can you take a screenshot of the receipts and put it in a document um, and send it my way?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that as well, Dr. Snyder.
And then along with, kind of the total in a spreadsheet.
Okay. Yep, I can do that.
Kyle, if you want to make like a Google Sheets and just share it with me, I can input my stuff on there too.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, so let's plan to meet again the same time next week on Friday, and hopefully we'll have the WebEx room set up.
Yeah, I just sent out a meet for that. That should be reoccurring.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Cool.
Good meeting.
All right.
Yep. Thanks,
Maybe.
Dr. Snyder.
All right.
Yeah.
Stay safe and well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have a good weekend.
All right.
You too.
Yes.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.